The crocodile has taken a future king. But their generation didn't stop there. They continued their breathtaking hunts for prey. Beneath that seemingly calm water lies the empire of the hippopotamus, a body weighing more than 3 tons, a mouth that can open to nearly 150 degrees, tusks more than a foot long, and a temper that erupts faster than any creature straying into its path can turn away. The ponderous appearance of the hippo is one of the most perfect deceptions evolution has ever created. On land, it can reach nearly 20 miles an hour. Underwater, it drifts with almost no sound, leaving behind only the slightest ripple, as if a floating log had quietly changed position. But the most terrifying thing is not its mass, nor its teeth. It is territory. Every dominant male treats a stretch of river as his own, and any creature that crosses the boundary, another hippo, a crocodile, or even a human, can become the target of an immediate burst of violence. At night, they leave the river, climb onto the grasslands, and consume around 90 pounds of fresh grass. Then before dawn, they return to the water, repeating that rhythm for millions of years with barely a missed beat. Yet even that brutal empire is not the only power beneath the surface. The Nile crocodile lies still at the edge of the mud, like a fragment of the past that never agreed to die. More than 200 million years of evolution is scarcely needed to revise this reptile, because the design was already near perfection. A body up to 15 feet long, plated in armor-like scales, a mouth half open under the sun like a rotting trunk that breathes. It can fast for weeks, storing every calorie as if stingy with life itself, then spending everything in one perfectly chosen instant. The death a crocodile brings is not loud like a lion's. It does not need to roar. It does not need to chase. It only needs patience so complete that the rest of the world forgets to be afraid. And that is why Uganda's water always lies. The calmer it looks, the higher the price of a mistake. Leaving the boundary between water and silt, Uganda changes face. In the woodlands where light falls only in thin shattered shafts, the leopard moves like a secret with a body. Its rosetted coat melts into shadow so completely that the forest itself seems to protect it. Unlike the lion, the leopard has no pride. Unlike the hyena, it has no numbers to make up for failure. Its strength is patience. It can lie motionless for hours on a branch, eyes that see in darkness far better than any humans, waiting for the single instant when another life slips. When it leaps, it almost never gives its victim enough time to understand where danger came from. But what truly makes the leopard Uganda's ghost is not the kill. It is the way it protects the prize. With astonishing strength, it drags the carcass, sometimes heavier than its own body, high into the branches where hyenas cannot reach and lions cannot easily follow. There, in Uganda's dusk, it eats alone, solitary, but in that moment, almost untouchable. And then the savanna opens. No trees thick enough to conceal, no water murky enough to hide in. In that openness, the impala writes another law of survival. In Africa, survival is never guaranteed. Every river hides an ambush. Every shadow may conceal a hunter. Every sunrise begins another battle between power, instinct, and fear. From silent crocodiles beneath the water to lions that rule the grasslands with thunderous roars, this is a world where every creature fights to live, and only the strongest, smartest, or fastest endure. This is not just wildlife. This is the raw, unforgiving theater of life and death on the African savanna. Across the vast African plains, there's one creature even lions must think twice before confronting. Not because it is fast, not because it is more aggressive than every other animal, but because when an elephant is provoked, The earth itself seems to shake beneath its feet. A herd of elephants moves slowly under the blazing sun. At the front walks the matriarch, the living memory of the family. She remembers old water routes, forgotten grasslands, places where drought took the weak, and the smell of danger carried by the wind. In elephants, memory is not just intelligence. It is survival itself. A playful calf slips between the legs of its mother and aunt. To us, it is a gentle image. But to any predator, it is a fortress. An elephant herd is not just a group of animals living together. It is a family bound by absolute protection. At the first sign of danger, the adults instantly form a circle, hiding the calves in the center. Tusks face outward, ears spread wide. Deep rumbles roll through the air like a final warning. Elephants do not hunt. They feed on grass, leaves, bark, and fruit, but never mistake peace for weakness. An adult African elephant can weigh several tons with enough force to knock down trees, drive away rhinos, and crush almost anything that dares come too close. On the savannah, size is power, and the elephant is the ultimate embodiment of that power. During the dry season, when water grows scarce, elephant herds become engineers of the wild. They dig for water, break branches, and open pathways that other species can use. Wherever elephants go, the landscape changes. In other words, elephants do not just live in the ecosystem, they shape it. But do not let their slow pace fool you. Because when the peace of the herd is threatened, that gentle giant can become an unstoppable storm. One afternoon, the roar of lions rises from distant grass. The surrounding grazers immediately scatter. The elephant herd stops. The matriarch lifts her trunk and studies the wind. Lions are near. For a healthy adult elephant, lions rarely attack. But for a calf, the story is very different. If the herd becomes separated in darkness, tragedy can strike. The mothers immediately force the young into the center. The formation tightens. No orders are shouted, no confusion shown, yet every elephant knows its place. That instinct has been forged over generations. The lions hidden in the grass may be calculating, but they know the same truth. A charge from an elephant is unlike any other defense on the savannah. It is not just strength. It is fury, multiplied by maternal instinct. The lions back away. Night falls. The elephants remain close together. On the African plains, few sights are more powerful than a family of elephants standing guard over one another in the darkness. Elephants move us not only because of their size, but because of the depth of their emotions. They can recognize the bones of their own kind, appear to mourn, assist injured individuals, and fiercely protect their young. When we watch elephants, we are not only seeing strength, we are seeing intelligence, memory, loyalty, and even grief. In a brutal, natural world, elephants are a magnificent contradiction. Gigantic yet sensitive, peaceful yet formidable, slow-moving yet impossible to stop when they choose to act. They do not need to chase others to prove their status. Their very presence makes the entire landscape step aside. And perhaps that is their greatest power. Not their tusks, not their massive feet, but the fact that they carry the history of the land in every step. When a herd of elephants crosses the horizon, we are not simply watching Africa's largest land animal. We are witnessing the living memory of the savannah. Many fear the crocodile. Many respect the lion. But in Africa, there is one animal that looks slow, heavy, even ridiculous, yet it is one of the most dangerous creatures near the water. This is the hippopotamus, a living tank with jaws powerful enough to crush anything that stands in its way. During the day, hippos remain submerged to escape the brutal heat. From a distance, they look like floating rocks, lazy and harmless. But that calm appearance is a lie. beneath the water is a massive body capable of explosive strength. An adult hippo can charge with shocking speed on land, bite through flesh and bone with terrifying jaws, and defend its territory with aggression few animals can match. The river is not just a resting place for a hippo. It is property. It is territory. It is something worth fighting for to the bitter end. A dominant male controls the best stretch of river, where the water is deep enough, grazing ground is close enough, and access is easy. Any rival that wants to take that place must pay a price. As evening falls, the hippos begin to leave the water and feed on grass. This is when another side of them emerges. These enormous, seemingly clumsy animals become dark, imposing figures moving across the plains with frightening confidence. They do not hunt, but anything that blocks their path may be crushed. And then, in the darkness, a guttural roar tears through the air. Another male has entered the territory. A battle is unavoidable. The two hippos slam into each other with their full weight, their jaws open wide like the gates of death. Their giant tusk-like teeth are not for feeding, but for stabbing, slashing, and tearing into an opponent. Water flies. Blood stains the riverbank red. This is not a display fight. It is a war over breeding rights, territory, and dominance. What makes the hippo so terrifying is its contradiction. It eats grass, yet it fights with a brutality worthy of a top predator. It lives socially in water, yet the relationship between rival males is always tense. It looks awkward, yet it can burst forward with astonishing speed. Most of all, it is unpredictable. A bolt, another animal, or even a badly timed movement can trigger deadly aggression. Even crocodiles usually avoid a healthy adult hippo. Lions target calves or weakened animals only in rare opportunities. On the riverbank, where danger often comes from beneath the water, the hippo creates a different law. Not every threat is silent. Some threats come with noise, impact, and direct rage. Still, for all its aggression, the hippo is an important part of the ecosystem. It moves nutrients between grassland and river, shapes pathways, affects vegetation, and even influences the quality of the water itself. Nature creates nothing without purpose. Even the most violent giant on the riverbank has a role to play. As the night deepens, the sounds of hippos slowly fade. The river returns to stillness. But it is never a gentle stillness. It is a reminder that in Africa, power does not belong only to predators. Sometimes it belongs to an enormous herbivore that can tear anything apart simply because you stepped into its territory. The hippo does not need to roar like a lion to demand respect. It only needs to rise from the water, spread open its giant jaws, and charge. In that instant, every creature nearby understands the truth. Some monsters are not myths. They live beside the river. If the lion is the king of the savannah, then the Cape buffalo is one of the very few animals strong enough to stare back at the king without bowing its head. Aggressive, stubborn, unpredictable, and fully willing to fight to the bitter end, the Cape buffalo is a true nightmare, even for experienced predators. Across the open grassland, buffalo move as a massive muscle and dark horns. They eat grass, but never let that fool you. These are among the most dangerous herbivores in Africa. A mature bull carries a heavy body, a thick boss of fused horn across his forehead, and curved horns sharpened into deadly hooks. One well-placed charge can toss, pierce, or crush an attacker. The greatest strength of the buffalo does not lie only in the individual, it lies in the herd. When threatened, buffalo do not always flee. Many herds turn back and mount a collective counterattack, something rare among prey species. That is why hunting buffalo is one of the most dangerous things a lion pride can attempt. A calf drifts just a little too far from the protection of the herd. The lions hidden in the grass notice at once. This is an opportunity, but also a dangerous gamble. If they can separate the calf, the pride may feast. But if they misjudge even one moment, the herd will return like a moving wall of horns. And that is exactly what happens. The lions strike, and suddenly the ground seems to explode. Not because the prey runs in fear, but because the entire buffalo herd turns and charges. This is one of the most violent spectacles in Africa. Heads drop low, horns point forward, tons of muscle thunder ahead at once. Even the most skilled lionesses must recalculate instantly. One goring, one trampling, or one moment trapped among the herd can turn the hunter into the victim. Cape buffalo are also famous for their stubborn resilience. Wounded individuals may return suddenly to attack. Old bulls that live more solitary lives can be even more aggressive and unpredictable than herd members. They are not as fast as antelope, not as beautiful as zebras, but they possess something: predators, hate, a refusal to die easily. Buffalo also have a major ecological impact. Large herds graze huge areas, shake the grasslands, create pathways, and provide one of the most important food sources for Africa's apex predators. Wherever buffalo exist, there is danger, opportunity, and conflict. What makes them special is the combination of collective power and unstable temperament. One moment, they may appear calm, grazing beneath the evening sun. The next, at the slightest sign of threat, the herd becomes a storm of horns. That is why many field experts consider them one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. The Cape buffalo is a true test for lions. Not every hunt is worth attempting. Not every prey species can be subdued without cost. In the power struggle of the savannah, buffalo are a fierce reminder that the lion's throne is never absolute. When night falls and the dark mass of a buffalo herd moves across the plain, we are not simply seeing herbivores. We are witnessing a defensive force of immense power, a living wall bound together by instinct, loyalty, and raw courage. And in Africa, sometimes it is the animals that do not hunt that make the hunt most dangerous. When people think of Africa, they imagine claws, fangs, and relentless chases. Yet in the middle of that violent world stands a strange contradiction. The giraffe, towering, graceful, silent, and far more dangerous than its peaceful appearance suggests. Under a blazing sky, a female giraffe moves slowly across the plain, with her calf beside her. A long neck allows her to detect danger from far away, and those seemingly slender legs can kill a lion with a single accurate kick. In nature, beauty does not cancel out strength. The giraffe is living proof of that truth. Giraffes spend much of their time feeding on high leaves, especially thorny acacia, food that few other animals can reach. Their long, powerful, skillful tongues slip between the sharp thorns to strip away tender leaves. In this way, giraffes occupy a feeding level almost entirely their own. While other herbivores are forced to lower their heads to the grass, giraffes survive by raising theirs above the crowd. But height comes with a price. Drinking water is the most dangerous moment in a giraffe's day. To lower its head, it must spread its front legs awkwardly, leaving itself exposed and slow to react. This is exactly the moment lions wait for. Just a few seconds of vulnerability can turn a giant body into prey. And then, the moment that elegant animal bends down to drink, the grass behind it suddenly explodes. The lions have struck. A young lioness charges, followed by two more. Their target is the hind legs, the key to bringing down the giant. But giraffes do not panic the way many herbivores do. The giraffe jerks upright, swings its body, and lashes out with his hind legs like a steel hammer. One kick to the head or chest can kill a lion instantly. The calf trembles behind its mother, but she stands between it and the attackers. In seconds, graceful beauty disappears, replaced by astonishing determination. The lions hesitate. They know they are facing a moving fortress. Male giraffes are also famous for necking, the violent combat in which they swing their long necks like clubs to strike one another in contests for access to females. It may look strange, even almost comical, but it is a serious and brutal test of strength. That long neck is not only for reaching leaves, it is also a weapon and a signal of fitness. What makes giraffes so captivating is not just their unique shape, it is the way they survive amid constant danger while maintaining an almost unbelievable calm. They do not roar, they do not boast. They live through distance, vision, balance, and sudden explosive power when it is needed most. In the ecosystem, giraffes are important too. By trimming the upper canopy, they shape tree growth and allow sunlight to reach lower layers of vegetation. They are the silent gardeners of the savanna. When the sun sets, their shadows stretch long across the plain like living towers. They are not the most aggressive animals. They are not the fastest. But in a land where death waits behind every patch of grass, surviving through awareness and composure is an extraordinary achievement. The giraffe teaches the savanna a quiet lesson. Some forms of strength never need to be loud. Some warriors need no claws, and some creatures that look the most delicate are precisely the ones predators pay dearly for underestimating. They may look awkward. They may look rough. But if you think an African warthog is an easy meal, you may be making the same mistake as many young predators. Because beneath that rugged appearance is a stubborn, fearless fighter that will resist until the very end. Warthogs move across the grassland with large heads, snouts always busy digging, and curved tusks sharpened into weapons. They are omnivores, adaptable, and capable of using almost any food source they can find: roots, tubers, grass, fruit, insects, and carrion. That flexibility allows them to survive under many different conditions. A warthog family searches for food in the early morning. Piglets trot around their mother while she remains close enough to defend them the instant danger appears. They often kneel on their front knees while grazing, a posture that looks oddly comical. But that image is deceptive. If danger comes, the entire family can sprint with surprising speed into cover or into a burrow. Warthogs often use abandoned aardvark burrows for shelter. These underground refuges are essential protection from lions, leopards, and hyenas. Interestingly, they usually enter the burrow backwards so that their tusks face outward toward the entrance. It is a small detail, but one that reveals just how practical and alert they truly are. And then, when the grass suddenly shivers, a leopard lunges toward the piglets. It seems like the hunt will end in seconds, but the mother spins around, lowers her tusks, and turns herself into a living blade. That is what makes warthogs so frustrating for predators. They are not passive prey. They scream, twist, slash with their tusks, and run hard. For a solitary hunter like a leopard, one well-placed stab can become a serious or even fatal injury. Warthogs also play an important role in the ecosystem. Their digging disturbs the topsoil, helps expose insects for birds, and can assist in seed movement. They are a classic omnivore, both prey and recycler at the same time. Though they often appear as comic relief in wildlife scenes, warthogs are in fact deeply impressive survivors. They are not the fastest, not the biggest, but they are adaptable, stubborn, and smart enough to use the landscape to their advantage. Any warthog that survives into adulthood has already escaped countless death attempts. In the hot afternoon light, we sometimes see them running in single file with their tails held upright like tiny flags. It looks amusing, but that tail position helps piglets follow their mother through tall grass. Behind that charming image lies a finely tuned survival system. Warthogs do not need the glory of lions or leopards. They do not have regal presence or cinematic beauty. But in Africa, where each day is an examination of survival. The warthog proves that toughness can be noisy, muddy, and very far from elegant. And for that reason, it deserves to be seen for what it truly is. One of the bravest low-built fighters on the savannah. An animal that may run when it must, but when cornered, will fight as if it has absolutely nothing left to lose. Every year, hundreds of thousands of lives enter a journey with no guarantee of return. It is not a trip. It is not an adventure. It is a sentence of survival, stretched across grassland, rivers, hunger, claws, and fear. And at the heart of that epic tragedy stands the wildebeest. They are not as beautiful as zebras, not as graceful as Thompson's gazelles, not as imposing as buffalo. But when the dry season arrives, wildebeest create one of the greatest migrations on Earth. Thousands, then tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands of animals merge into a living flood, rolling across the plains. From a distance, the sight is overwhelming. Dust rises, the ground trembles. Their heavy heads, curved horns, muscular bodies, and anxious eyes form an army that is both powerful and fragile. They do not move because they want adventure. They move because they have no choice. Green grass lies ahead. Death waits everywhere on the road behind and before them. Lions follow the herds. Hyenas follow the herds. Crocodiles wait in the rivers. Vultures circle overhead. With every step the wildebeest take, the entire ecosystem seems to move with them. They do not only search for life for themselves, they also feed the countless predators waiting for opportunity. But the most terrifying moment always comes at the riverbank. On the far side lies survival. Beneath the surface lies death. And standing still is death too. The herd bunches up. Snorts, hoof strikes, and nervous cries fill the air. No individual wants to be the first to jump. But then one animal leaps. Just one. And instantly hundreds follow, swept into the current like a living avalanche. The water erupts. Horns collide. Bodies crush against each other. Crocodiles rise from below like knives. Not all will make it. Some drown. Some are trampled. Some vanish into waiting jaws. This is the great tragedy of migration. Yet, from that tragedy, life continues. The ones who survive reach fresh grasslands, regain strength, give birth, and begin the cycle again. Wildebeest may not be the most elegant animals, but they carry astonishing endurance. They travel long distances, possess keen senses, and above all, understand the value of the herd. One animal alone is easy to kill. A moving sea of wildebeest can confuse even the best predators. Their calving season adds another rhythm to this drama. On the new green plains, thousands of calves are born almost at once. It is one of nature's greatest strategies. Predators cannot take them all. Many young will die, but enough will survive to continue the population. The wildebeest is a symbol of collective resilience. Each individual may not seem extraordinary, but together they become a force, a pulse that drives the savannah itself. Wherever they move, grass is grazed, soil is stirred, dung fertilizes the land, and the food chain comes alive. When we watch wildebeest marching toward the horizon, we are not just seeing herbivores. We are seeing endurance itself. We are seeing what it means to keep moving even when rivers, claws, and chaos wait ahead. They are not the strongest. They are not the fastest. But they prove one powerful truth. In nature, survival often belongs not to the perfect, but to those who never stop moving forward. When the hunt is over, when the roars fade, when the strongest have eaten and the fallen lie still, that is when the dark shapes begin descending from the sky. Vultures do not create death, but they always arrive in time to remind the savannah of one brutal truth. In nature, nothing is allowed to go to waste. High above, silent circles begin to tighten. Vultures are not beautiful by human standards. Their bald heads, thin necks, and awkward posture make them easy to call ugly. But nature does not care about appearance. It cares about function. And when it comes to cleaning a battlefield, few animals are more efficient than a vulture. The Cape buffalo was brought down by lions during the night. By dawn, the pride has retreated into the shade, their bellies full. From far away, the vultures have already noticed, not through magic, but through exceptional eyesight and the ability to read tiny signs, the movements of other vultures, changes on the ground, and the first scent of decay drifting through the air. They do not rush down immediately. Vultures understand the hierarchy of power. As long as lions, hyenas, or crocodiles remain near the carcass, descending too soon could make them victims themselves. But when the moment is right, they pour from the sky. And in just a few minutes, what was once a powerful animal can be reduced to bare white bone beneath dozens of cold, tearing beaks. It may seem cruel, but it is one of nature's greatest acts of sanitation. Vultures consume rotting flesh, remove decaying tissue, prevent disease from spreading, and return nutrients back into the ecosystem. They are not villains. They are the emergency cleanup crew of the savannah. There are many species of vulture, each with its own role. Some have stronger beaks to tear through thick hide. Others are smaller and feed through narrow openings, taking what remains. A carcass to them is not a chaotic feast. It is a highly efficient division of labor. The disgust exists only in the human mind. In nature, it is optimization. Vultures are also masters of survival. They soar high on thermal currents, saving energy over vast distances as they search for carrion. They watch one another and read the sky like a living map. When one drops down, others understand that an opportunity may be waiting. And yet, despite their importance, vultures are often hated or overlooked. People are drawn to the speed of the cheetah, the ambush of the lion, the sudden strike of the crocodile. Few stop to realize that without vultures, the savannah would be filled with rotting carcasses, bacteria, and disease. In wide aerial shots of Africa, vultures circling overhead often signal that one story has just ended, or that an even more brutal one is about to begin. They are the symbol of consequence, the final punctuation mark after every chase. Vultures do not pretend to be noble. They simply do their job. And that is what makes them worthy of respect. They remind us that nature has no room for waste, no room for softness, when the cycle of life continues to turn. When a dark wing passes across the African sky, somewhere below, life has likely just given way to death. But at the same time, a new cycle has already begun. And the vulture, ugly in appearance but vital in purpose, is one of its most important guardians. So, among all these brutal survivors of the African wild, which animal impressed you the most? Was it the lion? The crocodile? The buffalo? Or perhaps the silent shadow of the leopard? Tell us your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoy powerful wildlife stories like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next journey into the wild. Because in the natural world, there are still countless mysteries, fierce battles, and breathtaking stories waiting to be discovered.